1959. Okay. This timeline is where we finally get to knowing why Vincent says the name Zeph in like chapter 1. We don't really know that well in chapter 1 to 3 as to why she even calls him that, but we finally get to. And Zeph, he kidnaps her, okay? He kidnaps her with these guys asking him to do it. And they influence him to almost commit an atrocious act of, well, committing a moral event horizon on her. Or, if we're going to be, like, specific, basically violate her. And he almost does, but ultimately he doesn't. He realizes it's wrong and gets her out of there, fights Garataro and Izal. And while they're sitting on a log, Vincent asks, "Why did you save me?" And Zeph responds, "Boobies." And he runs off. And Vincent's just like, real mature. Meanwhile, we get to Sam in a spiritual battle with Kylo Drastic, and they have their spiritual battle and trying to like Sam's going up against the spiritual battle of Jericho, trying to convince people for God ascension to be greater than God, and like Kylo Drastic manipulates Sam into thinking into saying, "You will win," and Sam wasn't really supposed to say that, but that was like a spiritual manipulation that Kylo Drastic was using, and so after the spiritual battle, Jericho starts affecting Sam, and Sam is greatly affected by Jericho. And Pac-Bell spiritually battles Jericho, and overall, like this, Pac-Bell's like over 100 years old, and she is an anthropomorphic redbird, and she takes him down in the spiritual battle overall. After that, Vincent has a discussion with the mayor and Pac-Bell about how to deal with the Zeph problem of him vandalizing the town, and they agree that he has to obey Vincent or he'll go to jail. And so Vincent tries to get Zeph, and Zeph is just acting all immature and throwing pie at her, and he takes off his clothes and really acts just crazy and all. And so Zeph meets like Sam, and Vincent and Sam knock out Zeph, and Vincent once she sees that Zeph awakens from him being knocked out, like it was the only way to stop him. He was acting too crazy. Well, it wasn't the only way, but it was the way to calm him down. And so as they knocked him out, Vincent informs him that he will go to jail if he doesn't learn how to behave appropriate. At first, Zeph doesn't agree or doesn't like this, but overall he's just like, whatever. So overall, what this chapter is supposed to be, it's supposed to give more info about how Zeph and Vincent and how these characters ended up with each other, because chapter 1, 2, and 3 are just like, who are these people? How do they know each other? What in the world's going on? It's only until chapter 4 is where we finally get more information, and that's what this chapter is supposed to be. And if I'm gonna do another continuity, I might do more focus over Zeph and Vincent and how they'll develop in this type of story arc, because I feel as if there's more of what you can actually do than what was presented in this novel. That's just how I see it. And that's all I have to say about Chapter 4. In Chapter 5, things did not entirely go the way I expected in terms of how Zeph will behave. I'll explain that later.